people have joined us from different parts of the world. So primarily for someone it's good morning, for someone it's afternoon. Even we are talking to somebody, we receive someone who is in the evening time zone. So I am Ramit Bose, today your host here, and it's a pleasure to welcome you all in today's web conference on artificial intelligence and intellectual property. This is a topic that sits at the fascinating intersection of innovation, law, and ethics. Artificial intelligence as a system, it becomes increasingly capable of generating content, solving complex problems even, and even mimicking, human creativity. They're also challenging long-standing principles of IP rights, uh, questions around ownership, authorship, and protections are becoming more urgent and complex nowadays with the advent of artificial intelligence, riding us through this technology advent. This session brings together distinguished experts from across the globe who will help us unfold these developments today and what they mean for creators. Basically, what they mean for creators, the business entities, businessmen, even the policymakers, and of course, society at large. So I look forward to an engaging discussions today, filled with insights, of course, differing perspectives, since we are individuals and we are coming from different, thought points, school of thoughts. So we have different perspectives, which is always appreciated, and perhaps even some forward-thinking solutions as well. With that, let's begin. Let's begin the session. Without much ado, let's begin the session. Whoa, of course, I'll not do justice if I not talk about little about LexDita. The LexDita, the organizing company, the organization, which is hosting this, today's session. It's a small boutique firm based out in India, and this organization is running such initiatives, maybe awareness programs, and then probably at various points of time handles complex legal questions, legal institutions. Has been a kind of boutique firm. So it's a kind of association of many, I would say, the legal brains in India. So today your hosting organization is LexDita, and I happen to be an associate of LexDita. Apart from that, I have also a kind of, my legal standing is I also kind of director of an international development organization based out in Geneva. So that's about the session. So I think with that we can set the ball rolling. So today I have a different thought. Why? Because when we talk about who owns the output, it is like there's an engine called artificial intelligence, which processes, which synthesizes my prompts, and based on the training, there are a lot of collective efforts gone into train that engine. So while this training that engine calls for many such inputs or efforts given by individuals, the engine only acts as a kind of processor. So it processes your command and the prompt which you call it is, and then gives you the output. So essentially, it's again a kind of complex question whether we'll be able to straight away say that the output, who creates the output, he owns the kind of the IP. It is something perhaps not that straight as a question to answer. So of course, yeah, as we progress in this session, we'll unfold and we'll try to answer this question. It's a very, very interesting session, I would say. But why one thing I think all the participants have they are enlightened kind of your thoughts and your threads. The thread is what you rightly said. Probably it's a slightly hard hitting word. What you said that now AI components are like parasites. Yeah, of course, that's the kind of a thought maybe because they are using this to ride on someone else's creativity, the originality, to produce something which is not otherwise original, because it's a kind of long research based, well trained, a long learning model through trained engine is creating the output, which is not a kind of human being. So of course there are a lot of inputs coming from this various parts of this thing, various parts of the kind of trainings. Let me also lend your words like machine may create the content, but we need to kind of make it right use of it this the content in the right direction with all kind of ethics being maintained. So when it comes to ethics and taking concepts to the original creators, I would say it is somewhat very difficult to to obtain content the consent from everyone contributing either through nets or through data or through any other books, periodicals, journals, whatever this machine the platform is have access to. But of course, it is all it lies on the user who uses this platform to create something new. It's a revision, maybe it's a version of the originals, but not the new per se. So yeah, of course, we need to keep revising our thoughts. We need to keep revising our acts and policies so that people are bound to comply with certain regulations, which of course are all governed by ethics, or the fair usage policies, traditional knowledge, which was maybe much overlooked subject when we are discussing AI innovation and other things, because there is a huge repository of traditional knowledge, not only in India but also in all other countries. So here is the basic existential question that who owns this traditional knowledge? Is it the community or the government? Be it state government, be it the kind of provincial government, the country. That's very important questions one has to address before we actually take it towards the ownership. And you also talked about embracing care policy, the care principle, which we all appreciate and understand that it takes a longer time because it's a huge framework which involves all stakeholders, starting from community, individuals, society at large, then the government, maybe kind of global treaty and all other things. So it is, of course, this is something the most sought after situation maybe, but it's a long drawn process. But of course, we must head up to that. Thank you so much. And I just taken, cues from one of your code that you have written that when the data is knowledge and knowledge is currency, who gets paid. So just add my little bit up there that when data is a wealth and information is knowledge and non-information is currency, like a knowledge is currency, who owns it? It is important that all of us must understand that our government, for that matter, any government in any other world, they encourage startups because startup is one of the pillar in this the financial ecosystem, and which is very kind of aggressively growing up. So for them, there's also literacy program. For them, the awareness program is there. Then they have also single window, facilitation centers. All these are there. So with any other business entity being it established, and for startups, it is extremely important. Yes, of course, this is an unique perspective, and everyone has kind of their own right to share their thoughts and perspectives until unless we arrive at a consensus collectively across the globe. And it's not between a kind of within confined geography. Maybe it's a kind of a global question, and there are people to answer these questions. So with that, let us take it forward kind of the vote of thanks and the closing notes. I would request the founder director of LexDita, Rajat, if Rajat can share a few words, and with a vote of thanks, we can conclude this program. I'm sure people are they have so many things scheduled over the weekend, so let's not drag it further and hold them back. Thank you so much. But for sure, I'm sure all the attendees must have enjoyed the session, and we wanted your feedback. We wanted your serious feedback so that we'll make it even better during the coming sessions. Thank you so much. Over to you, Rajat. Thank you. Thank you very much.